We're going to see today a little bit more about functions, particularly function notation. And actually, I'm going to read this definition. We're going to try to understand it, but I'm pretty sure you're going to understand much better when we work on the examples, okay? So let me read this and let me know if it is kind of clear or confusing, but don't worry, because we're going to understand a little bit better when we work the next slides with the examples. When a function is defined by an equation, we often use function notation. For example, if we have this equation here, y equals to x, the simple equation y equals to x, we can write this using function notation. And what we're going to do, we're going to just remove, we're going to erase y. In the place of y, we're going to use another notation, f of x, where f is the name. It can be other letter, it can be h, can be g, actually any other letter, but usually we're going to we're going to use f. X is the input value, x is the input, and f of x is the output. The notation f of x is read as, the notation f with x between parentheses is read as f of x or function of x. This is not the case. Function of x. And avoid a few mistakes. At the beginning, you might make this mistake here, is to mix up, to understand that this is a multiplication. It's not the case. This is not a multiplication. This is not f times x. No, this is not f times x. This is function of x or f of x. Okay? And maybe it's not clear yet, maybe it's a little bit confusing, but let's check the example. Maybe you can understand much easier and better by working on this example here. And let's say you have an equation. This is the equation. And the equation sometimes is in a different form, like this. Y minus 2x plus, let's say, 5 equals 5. And you can change, you can use addition property, you can use multiplication property. Let's add here on both sides 2x minus 5, add 2x minus 5 on both sides. And we will have, get rid of this 2x here, get rid of this 5. We have only y. That's what we need, that's what we want, to have only y on the left-hand side of the equation. When we have only y on the left-hand side of the equation, and this is going to be 5 minus 5, 0, 2x. We can change, we can substitute this y. Let's substitute this y by the function notation, fx. F of x equals 2 times x. And now we can check here. For the input, what's going to be the output? If the input is 5, if x equals 5, the output is going to be 2 times 5. We're going to plug in here 5, right? 2 times 5 equals 10. So for the input 5, the output is going to be 10. For this particular function that we have here. And it looks like the box that we're talking about, f of x. If the input is 5, the output is going to be 10. We're actually going to work on several examples with different functions on our quiz. And if you're not kind of 100% sure right now how to work out, how to do this, don't need to be worried. We're gonna be able to understand and to check this on our quiz. We can work together, okay? Any questions so far? Any questions? Any comments? Any feedback? Is this too complicated, too difficult, too confusing, or kind of easy, or too easy to be true? It's a little bit confusing. Okay, Kalia, I agree. Right now, it might be a little bit confusing, but let's kind of wait a little bit. And yeah, let's work these examples here. Maybe this will help to understand. Let's say we have a function. G of x equals 1/2 of x minus 1. Okay? And the first example here, find out g of 0. What's going to be g of 0? Well, you come here on the equation, and the equation is this one. You're going to plug in x equals 0. Plug in here, x equals 0. 1/2 times 0 minus 1. And calculate it to find the output. 1/2 of 0 is 0. 0 minus 1, negative 1. So for 0, for x equals 0, which is the input, the output is going to be negative 1. Okay? Let's try another example. Keep it simple. Keep it really straightforward. G of 2. Now x equals 2. So now instead of plugging in here 0, you're going to plug in x equals 2. 1/2 times 2 minus 1. This is going to be equal. 1/2 of 2 is 1. Minus 1 equals 0. For the input x equals 2, the output f of g of x is going to be 0. How did I get 5? 5, where? I cannot see 5. 5. I don't see any 5, Jacob. Was before? Maybe before? Oh, there's 5 here, sorry. It was before. This 5 is just an example. Forget about this 5 right here. It's just this example to plug in and solve. Yes, you will. Yeah, just an example. And I'm going to ask you, for instance, for this example here, Jacob, give me a number. Give me any number for this example here. You're just guessing, you're just inputting a number, and you can say a number. So Jacob, say a number, any number for this example. G of x equals 1/2 of x minus 1. Just say any number. 8, good number. So I'm going to write down here g of 8. And 8 is going to be the input, x equals 8. I'm going to plug in here, x equals 8. 1/2 times 8 minus 1. Okay, 1/2 of 8 is 4, minus 1 equals 3. So the output is 3. For x equals 8, you're going to have the output, g of 8 equals 3. See? You just can input any number here, any number that you want. Any number for x, any value for x, then you're going to find the output. Yeah, cool. That's a little bit cool. It's not, it's kind of cool. Yeah, and that's what they're doing here. They're just guessing and assuming inputs and calculating the outputs. And we're going to do a lot, so I think 20 questions about this kind of thing. And I think you're going to understand, you're going to be very confident after we work on the quiz. Right now, I think that's the end of the PowerPoint. Let me see. Yeah, this is just an explanation. You can check this out later, but it's just a review. And again, I'm working on this bell work here, this vending machine, is because actually it's a good example. It's a good thing to remember what is a function. Because a function is a box. Function we can think as a box. This is a function. We're going to have one input, and one output. You have lots of machines that work like this, like the calculator, like the computer, like lots of machines that have one input will result in only one output. Okay, and this is the case. You have one X, only one Y. You have one button for one snack. This vending machine actually is not working, but it's still a function. It's a random function. It's a random function because you press a button, you don't know what's going to be the input, the output. It's going to be a random output, but it's still a function because it's only giving you one snack, one output. It's a random function. And the answer actually is going to be the Twix. The Twix. Oh, Jalexis got it right. Jalexis C1, Johnny L, Twix. Gabriela, right? Twix. And more. Yes, you all got it right. Gabriela, Johnny L, and Jalexis. Do you want to share why? Why did you select Twix? Do you want to share? Do you want to type here in the chat? Why did you select Twix? Why did you think it's Twix? Why did you think it's Twix? Something different about Twix? I just said Twix because it's my favorite candy. Yeah, that's a good that's a good one. That's right, Alexis. It was the cheapest one. That's right. It's the reason. It's the right reason. Because you remember Joe put this exact money, and maybe he tried one button, another button, and the machine was keep asking him, you need to put more money, because the other ones are more expensive. You need to put more money. At some point he pressed a button, and then the Twix came out because it was the cheapest one, and it was the exact money that he put in the machine. And that's right. Congratulations, Alexis. Congratulations, Gabriela, and also Johnny L. You got the right one, the right choice. And thank you all for participating. You will, and Chris Diel, and Kalia, Anjali. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, Jacob. It is just something to relax and to kind of have some fun. And there's not a lot of math. It's kind of something about logic, right? So it's C1, you can answer Twix, the name, Twix. The answer is gonna be Twix. It's also my favorite candy, Twix. Twix is my favorite candy as well. And now I think we are ready. Now everybody has a candy, right? Everybody has your candy. We can move on to the quiz. And the quiz is here, down here. Check it out, this is the quiz, and we have a few functions here. Consider the functions defined by. We have the function f of x equals 6x minus 2. We have function g of x equals negative 4x plus 1. And we have function h of x equals 7. And we have the function k of x equals absolute value of x minus 2. Find the outputs. If you have, let me zoom in here on g. Let's keep this, okay. G equals, check it out here, g equals negative 4 x plus 1. Oh, I've got something here. All right. This is the quiz for today, and let's work out the first question letter A. The function here is gx equals negative 4x plus 1. So write down here, The function is negative 4x plus 1. We will plug in x equals 2. Plug in here x equals 2. And then you're going to find negative 4 times 2 plus 1. And let's keep it working underneath. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8, right? Plus 1. The result is going to be negative 7. So for the input, x equals 2, the output, the result is going to be negative 7. This is the answer. Try to do the same thing for the other questions, and I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. We can work together. I'm just going to give you 3-4 minutes to work by yourselves. And I think we will be able to complete the whole thing. And here is saying, that's a lot of inputs. Yes, a lot of inputs. But you're going to see the first ones are quite simple, quite easy. But I will tell you right now, this might be tricky. Letter O, letter Q. The other ones are not so difficult. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, I gave you a couple of minutes, 3-4 minutes, and then let's come back here and work together. Thank you very much. Thank you for the very productive week. Have a great weekend. Have a nice day and have a great weekend.